Peace and blessings, family. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Taye Speaks. This episode number 5. Got a very special guest in the house, a brother I know personally. I've been able to work with him. He has a lot of expertise and experience in the health and wellness field. So without further ado, Mr. Curtis Roberson. You know what I'm saying? Let him know
Go
what you do, King.
on, Kane. It's Curtis. I'm a Clevelander, Cleveland native. Uh, I'm a founder of Touched by Health Wellness Institute, a medical researcher and food scientist, and health and wellness is very important to me. So I believe in really supporting our community by providing information, and we do engage in a lot of wellness services that is desperately needed by our people.
Right, right. I truly appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? For people that don't know Curtis, he worked with a lot of people at the homeless shelter. He do a lot of speaking engagements, encouraging people to eat healthier, eat the proper foods and diets. And, he cover a wide variety of things. He's an author, you know what I'm saying? Very, very educated young brother. Um, so what was it like for you growing up in Cleveland as a child,
Well, I was really sickly. I grew up in the projects of Cleveland. My mother, she was a drug addict. My father was in prison most of the time. So me and my brothers were kind of left to our own devices, then thrown in a foster care system. But so for me, it was mostly a life of growing up, a life of contemplation. I was into nature, trees, things around me. That was fascinating to me. But at that time, as you know, as teenagers or adolescents and going into teenage years, a lot of people drink and smoke. And so my mindset was like, no, why would people willingly kill themselves? Well, why would they do that? And I was thinking this way when I was 10, 11, 12 years old. So this type of thinking led me into health and wellness. And luckily for me, I ran into the right doctors and scientists that really laid the foundation for me for critical thinking when it comes to health and wellness.
okay, okay. So how long have you been doing this now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long have you been doing research?
Well, I became a raw foodist when I was about 14 years old, and I found a book that was so profound. The book had a couple of chapters in it talking about the dangers of animal foods and animal products. Now, at that time, my thinking is still immature. I ain't got nobody around me that eat healthy, as far as this book is telling me. So I had to really learn how to research and critical think for myself. So as I got older, I continued those studies. I left high school. I dropped out in the 12th grade because I just wanted to do my own study. I was so taken by the information that I decided that I wanted to be a doctor, but I didn't know if I wanted to be a heart surgeon, get into cardiology or gastrointestinal physiology. And so nutrition piqued my interest. Nutrition kind of lays the foundation to health and wellness, and that was my beginning, my start, my renaissance into health and wellness.
Right, right. So for the viewers who don't know, you only eat raw fruits and vegetables. Am I correct?
Right, raw nuts, drink distilled water or reverse osmosis water, and but little did I know at that time, speaking about these issues and kind of emerging myself as an educator and teacher, I came to understand that there were a million and one philosophies and outlooks when it came to health. So the question for me as a scientist is every outlook different? Is every outlook the truth? I mean, is it true that some people should eat meat, some people shouldn't? Is it true that some people should take herbs or medication, some people shouldn't? So it really began me on a journey of really understanding how the body functions. So I began my scientific investigations of human physiology and anatomy, and really understanding how the body functions, the structure of our teeth, the composition of our saliva, the structure of our skin, the position of our eyes, our fingers, the way we walk, that all pointed to a certain dietary direction. And so for me, I've created an uproar with my dissent of taking herbs. Herbs are toxic, they're drugs, they're harmful. You should not take herbs. So I kind of tread where controversy exists, but I also tread where the truth leads me. And so and with that being said, I've been very passionate. When I was 13, I'm now 44. I'm just as passionate now as I was when I was 14 when I discovered this information.
Okay, okay. Now I wanted to ask you about something. Now are you into fasting? Do you have any experience with fasting, and is it good for you or is it a bad thing?
No, there's a little bit of different opinion about fasting, but I learned from a doctor who was authoritative on his position on fasting, and all the research I've done points to the direction that saving can actually strengthen your health and lengthen your life. Fasting is very beneficial, and I think it's a shame that the medical system do not utilize fasting as a means to help people survive and live. Fasting is very important. So we want to give a definition, a true definition of what fasting is. And a true definition of fasting is when you discontinue food and drink, except water. You discontinue food and drink for a definite period of time until your hunger returns, and then you eat. So fasting is very important. It's vital to your health and wellness, and it gives you increased brain power. The blood is the body is more fit to handle insults from the environment, whether they're from the environment or from our dietary indiscretions. So fasting is vital to wellness.
Okay, okay. Now I got another question. When you was talking about diets, so in general, would you say that all humans should have one diet, or should it be a variety of diets? If you can understand what I'm saying, should everybody strive to be, raw fruit and raw vegetable and nuts and water, or is it certain ethnic groups or certain groups of people that may need to eat or live that way?
But that's a real good question, because you have people who say blacks should eat a certain way, or Asians should eat a certain way, or whites should eat a certain way. But all the evidence that I've discovered, biological, physiological, points to a certain food that is the most superlative. And that food are plant foods. So we're talking about nuts, cashews, almonds, walnuts, pistachios. We're talking about apples and oranges and celery and carrots, green leaf, red leaf celery, beard lettuce. So the most uh, nutrient dense foods on the planet are plant foods. And all humans, regardless of their ethnic background, survive more efficiently on plant foods. We know that animal foods, that humans aren't carnivores. We don't chase down animals and eat the animal raw. We don't drink blood. We don't eat bones. So we're not a carnivore. So, and we're not herbivores like cows and horses. Herbivores may eat grass. They may eat hay. We know that grass is not efficiently digested by the human body. No, we're not omnivores. In medical school and in schools, dietetic schools, they say that we're omnivores. An omnivore is an animal that's an everything eater. You eat everything in sight. You eat animal foods, you eat plant foods, you eat insects, you might consume some dirt. You might, like in the health food stores, they got grass. They went out and mowed their lawn, and now they're selling people grass and calling it wheatgrass, and you drink that and it gives you energy. So this is all misleading people. We gotta understand we live in a system of greed under capitalism. This country is based on capitalism. It's about greed. It's about you, cheating you, stealing your money. They don't care if you dying or not. The healthcare industry is probably the most unethical industry on the face of the earth. And so now you got a lot of people who pop up, they herbalists. They say that we should be consuming herbs. The herbs are natural, but herbs may be natural, but they're not natural to the human body. So it's very important to me to provide people with truthful and reliable information in regards to and helping people understand or get some understanding of what foods they should be eating.